Welcome back, everyone. This is Prophet of the Constitution, our Act 2 game of the Subsidy Troops campaign. Day 57. Getting ready, nearly complete most of our objectives here. Need some more battlefields. We're going to take out this army, and we're going to raid Göttingen. Alright, see what we can do. They are running from us. They're not too hip on that idea. I don't really care. We're going to take them out. See, they have 5 Fusiliers, 4 cavalry, fancy looking hussars, and 2 units of artillery. Let's see what we can do here. Not the toughest of field armies, but we'll get the better of them, I believe. Alright. Fantastic. Should be a good battle. Gotta be mindful, they outnumber our cavalry 2-1. Interesting perspective there from King George III. Alright. What terrain do we got? Fantastic. Open terrain, a hill over here, the river's on the left side. Varying terrain right here. Right side, a few buildings. Hill. Terrain there. Alright. This is going to be risky. And I may not always decide to do something like this. But we are going to move across the river. We're going to be using that river to our advantage. Taking on our enemies from there. Cavalry will remain outside here as they usually do on our flank. Fantastic. Alright. Let's hope we can get across the river faster than the enemy can do anything about it or figure out exactly what it is that we're doing. I'm not too favorable to most of the terrain out here. Not looking to get my men slaughtered or shelled into pieces. Not excited about that at all. Setting everybody up to head there. Got our cavalry moving up. Let's see what happens. The enemy will no doubt react to our maneuvers. Hopefully, our superior speed will allow us to get there in due haste. Getting to get our units to cross now. Make sure the artillery crosses. They need to get over there right quick. Alright, our units are beginning to cross. Their army is beginning to turn and face that direction. Cav are going to keep moving. Order my artillery to stand up here. Something good right here. I'm not going to put them at the front of the hill. Keep them a little further back. And that gives us the option of setting troops on the hill if we so desire. Alright, everyone is on the move. Should make the battle fairly easy. The artillery is already moving up to prepare to fire on us. Let's see, they got iron guns, I believe, yes. Alright, we're going to put our recruits up here. Support them with the Hanoverians. Definitely appreciate the Hanoverians' contribution to our war effort. These guys are putting in really good work. Definitely fond of the Hanoverians. Wasn't sure I'd like them that much initially. However, it's definitely turning out that way. That's for sure. Trying to adjust so their artillery doesn't do as much damage to our units while they're in column. That's not ideal. Figuring this out here. Got to stretch them out a little bit. Make sure they don't get annihilated. Alright. Firing at our volunteers. Let's see here. Alright. Organizing. For the moment, they're content to shell us. And of course, they are shooting our grenadiers. We're going to spread them out a little bit more. Get our cavalry a little closer. Here we go with the friendly guns. They're ready to go. That's wonderful. Bring our grenadiers back here some more, lest they take even more casualties. All right, their men are approaching. 9 cover, 33. Yeah, we're gonna punish those Fusiliers right there. Fantastic. Move our troops up here. Keep these men in reserve, just as we're doing with the Grenadiers. Wonderful. Cavalry still focusing on our front line at the moment. And they are preparing to cross the rivers. Almost. Alright. Here soon, when their line advances some more, we'll move the cavalry up to deal with their cavalry and their guns. Alright, they are advancing. Time to move up with our cavalry. That is a lot of incoming artillery fire. Wow. Attack their cavalry with our guns. Let's see what happens here. Getting some very, very good volleys off on them. The artillery is turning to face our cavalry. That is not ideal. See what the SARs are going to do. They may decide to charge us here soon. They're both trying to charge our horse guards. Gotta take them on together, if possible. Good, we hit them in the flank. That's not too bad. Alright. And that is both of them shattered. That is wonderful. Been hard pressed for that to go any better. Let's move up. We have some more cavalry to deal with and artillery. We are shattering their infantry as they cross the river. They have several more artillery. It's not going to do them a whole lot of good. Support our men here. Charge their guns. Ouch, they got some last minute shots into the cavalry. We may need to order our infantry to hold fire, considering their cavalry is looking like they're coming across to charge our men. Alright, let's see what happens. We got some more units trying to engage in battle. Yep, it looks like our German recruits are going to be under attack here shortly. Hopefully they get a volley off. I think they will. And only just barely did they get a volley off. Alright. Volunteers should get a volley off. And look at that. Wonderful. Wonderful. That was absolutely phenomenal. Running their cavalry down. That's just brilliant. They got shattered by our troops. Fantastic. Move the Hanoverians up. Prepare to do battle with the enemy some more. And they are beginning to charge us. Not to worry, we are going to countercharge them. Set our men up for melee. And it looks like we don't even need to countercharge anymore. They're already committed, but we're going to move them back. Only have one unit left. Getting fired on. It's not going to end well for them. Alright. Still receiving volleys, and that's a victory right there, guys. That was pretty easy. That river really helped us out. Really solid win. Not that many casualties. We needed that. So we're going to begin building up our reservists once again. Oh yes, Friedrich II of Hesse Castle. That's us, boys. Hessians. 616. Got some decent items, mostly to sell. Lost 891 men. We're going to go ahead and do the conscription. Going to get ahead on reservists for once. I mean, decently ahead. Not sitting so close to the bottom rungs. Alright. Fantastic. That's all good to sell. Not going to keep any of that stuff. Alright, 2 encampments. I really want to check them out because if they have something to delay the headquarters, that'd be wonderful. Auxiliaries. What do you know? We don't need more Frenchmen. Let's not do Frenchmen. Let's see. Germans? Or Freikorps? Let's do Germans. Oh, that's us. For some reason I thought that'd be Prussians, but oh well. It's alright, more recruits. It's not too bad. I'm gonna go here. Move our Brunswick regiments over here for now. It's our infantry. Maybe not all of them, but... Alright. All of these recruits will be able to upgrade. Alright, let's try this one. Let's see what we got. Another encampment. Let's see. Training ground. Regiments or officers? I think we're going to do officers this time. Takes money instead of ammo. Let's do that. Gonna check out the town, and then we are gonna burn it. The only reason I check it out is in case there's something here we really need. Step horses will be good. Let's see. Oh man, excellent picks. We're gonna do that. Excellent bedrolls too, man. Check the map if there's something ahead of us for sale price. And there is not. I'm not going to circle back to the other ones either, so go ahead and make what sales we need to make right now. Fantastic. Bedrolls are good. Let's see what else they got here real quick. Okay, it's alright kind of stuff. It's alright. Liechtensteins are good. Not too bad. Town square, let's see. A teapot. Important. Coffee rations, we'll go ahead and get that also. Super, super important. Get the bedrolls as well. I'll get the tampions because we have tons of picks. Check the artillery first for the teapots. That's an excellent teapot. Fantastic. Excellent teapot. Not an excellent teapot, but it's okay. We'll switch it up. Switch that pot of tea. Or pot of coffee, actually. Give that to some grenadiers. And give this to grenadiers, future grenadiers, whichever. Alright, look at that. Getting better at reloading every day. Fantastic. Redisel. Got an upgrade. Let's see what he can get. Artillery range. Absolutely. Don't want melee or morale damage. Fantastic. Alright, I do believe that's all we want here. Well, we need more rations. Now, look here, raid stance. Steals resources. $5 per regiment and army, and 3 provisions per regiment and army. We have all but 2. We don't have any reserve regiments. That's going to be quite a bit. We're definitely going to sit here and raid this thing. Definitely. They might even send an army after us to try to stop it. And that would be ideal, considering we could do battle with them. Crush them. Take everything that they're worth. And move on. As you can see, this is extremely beneficial. There they go. Man, look at that. They were quick to send an army after us. That's fantastic. Chasseurs. Got to really watch those light infantry. They could be devastating. Grenadiers. Wow. 5 grenadiers, man. Only 3 fusiliers. They got 4 cavalry and 2 guns. This will be an interesting fight. They have a lot of close-range firepower and charge capability with the grenadiers. And the chasseurs are very, very dangerous. They can pick off your men at a distance, especially your elite troops. Yeah, we're going to need to deal with those chasseurs. They have a lot of cavalry, though, as well. Best thing to use against chasseurs is cavalry. Absolute worst thing is artillery. Do not let your artillery fire at light infantry. They will do basically nothing. Not fun. Not fun. Alright, here we are at the battlefield. See what we got going for us. Alright. Similar to that previous time up here. Alrighty. I think we're coming up this, well, let's see where their chasseurs at. We really need to see that. So they're stacking up grenadiers over here. There's 4 grenadiers on this flank. Wow, and the chasseurs. That is a dangerous flank right there. Yeah, we're gonna have to move up. We're gonna have to move up quick to deal with the problem. Definitely the way this is going. Gonna move up. Grenadiers are gonna be here also, ready to go. Alright, and then artillery needs to be at the front. They're going to have to try to find a good position. Not a lot of good position over there, but doesn't matter. They have that flank so stacked. Move the cav up. Move the infantry up in here on the double quick. Move these infantry behind them. Grenadiers and backup infantry here. General's going to go here. Normally I like a hill for the guns, but they're probably going to end up having to suffice right here in the city. don't see a better option right now. Got to move up quickly and take the ground. Don't have a whole... I don't think we're going to have enough time before they reach us to put the guns on this hill. Besides, it'll be super, super close to the enemy. Not something I'm super hip on. Gotta move up very fast. Cav have got to put in some work in this one. This one can be very, very dangerous. You do not want grenadiers charging your line too hard. That would not be a fun time. Well, they're taking long enough. Maybe I can just get them on this hill. We're going to try it. We're going to try it. Maybe it's not a good idea, but we're going to try it. It sounds intense. I know. Hopefully it'll work. Alright. Moving up in columns. Their artillery's moving up. That's not good. That means they're getting ready to shoot us. We're going to set up... excuse me. Set up the subsidy troops right in here. We're going to keep our boys here in reserve. Any of our golden boys we want to keep in reserve. Sending the Hanoverians up there to do some work. Volunteers are coming up. Now, their artillery is beginning to shell our men, and our men are in column, and that could be very painful, but we've got to stay in column for the most part because we have got to we've got to get here before the enemy can advance on us too quickly. We do not want that. Let's see what we got here. Definitely going to hold this hill against them. Got to be prepared for them to do melee to try to dislodge us from the hill. If you're wondering why I'm sitting here so meticulously trying to get these units next to each other, it's because if you leave a small gap currently in the game, they can actually shoot your artillery, and that is that would be absolutely unacceptable, actually. You know. Not that that was not known or something, but, you know. Have our cavalry up here at the ready. They're going to begin approaching us here soon. Alright. Fantastic. There's that. Both units are going to be in reserve. German recruits are going to head down here. Volunteers and subsidy recruits are going to head down here as well. General's going to get up here close. Wow, he's taking some damage. They're trying to snipe our general, it looks like. That's not ideal. Alright. See, here they come. They're getting ready to come at us. Bring our cav up here. Just a little closer. These recruits need to hurry up and get over here to this side of the battlefield. Unlimber these batteries. We got one more just about there. It's our better battery. Unlimber them, set them up. Wonderful. Alright. They're almost in line. They are just about getting ready to push on our line. Alright. Let's see this. This is part of why we keep these men in reserve here, so they can also react to a charge by enemy grenadiers if need be. They're not going to be as effective on the charge as grenadiers, but they're certainly going to be more effective than the recruits. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Advancing on us. Make sure my artillery is not shooting. And, of course, they are shooting the chasseurs. Unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. Fire on the grenadiers here, boys. It's the only possible outcome that I want to see you do. Set these grenadiers up here in reserve behind the guns just to be sure they don't run the guns. That would be the definition of really bad day. These voluntaries, they do have guns. That's not great. They're going to try to shoot us. They're charging us. Gonna hit them with the horse guards. Charge them together. Fantastic. Units are still moving into position. Why these recruits did not get in position is irritating to me, but that's alright. We'll go ahead and move them in now. Just a little sluggish today, I suppose, for these guys. Go ahead and move them up for the volunteers. Those grenadiers have us outranged. That's not good. Well, time to move up then. Go ahead and move up. Grenadiers and chasseurs. Some more grenadiers. Target their cavalry with our guns. Very good. We were able to defeat their cavalry there. We're doing a number on those chasseurs, thankfully. Send the Hanoverian Grenadiers across just to be sure they don't overcome our Fusiliers there. Now, they are charging with the German Grenadiers. So we're going to countercharge here, add some recruits, and add our own musketeers to the fray. Should help us out some. And they are attacking our cavalry with their artillery. That is not good. They are doing some serious damage. Alright. Damaging those chasseurs, something fierce. That's wonderful. Alright. Turning into a brutal, bloody melee here. It looks like we are going to run off their grenadiers, however. That is good news. Alright. Though the morale of our recruits is starting to plummet. Not too big a deal. I'm going to go ahead and advance with the Hanoverian Musketeers. Send in the Zastrow Musketeers behind them. No, I don't want them charging, actually. I want them setting up to fire. That's what I want. Wonderful. Alright. Grenadiers are setting up there. We're finally in range of them. Grenadiers are moving up in defense. They decide to pick a fight with our Fusiliers over there. Fantastic, fantastic. Trying to move them out of order too much. Fusiliers are deciding they're going to want some of this. I'm going to go ahead and charge them. Give them a taste of their own medicine right there. Doing wonderful damage to those grenadiers. Absolutely splendid. Lots of artillery fire here. Let's see what's going on. Let me go ahead and fire at these hussars real quick. Hopefully those 2 units of recruits will overcome the fusiliers. Everyone in that melee is tired now. Grenadiers definitely came back to the battle. That's not what I wanted to see, really, but it's not the end of the world. Keep fighting these Grenadiers here. Alright, fantastic. Artillery is doing its thing. Wonderful. Order them to halt. Alright, you need to not keep following them and firing on them. You need to move up to support our units here. Recruits. Speed up, not speed up. Move forward in column. Prepare for firing on the enemy. Alright, those Grenadiers are near to breaking. It's not bad at all. Those troops are still chasing my cavalry. Alright, let's see what happens here. Grenadiers are on the run. Fusiliers are attacking. Put the reserves back in reserve. Gonna go ahead and move up with the men here. Go ahead and advance in all sectors. Absolutely crucial. Oof, our Grenadiers here are not returning fire. Wonder what kind of weapons they have. New stat, alright. Fire by rank right there, that's wonderful to see. Gotta move these boys up if they're actually gonna take some shots at those Grenadiers, considering how they were out of range. Line up the recruits on the flank here to prepare for the cavalry charge. Though their cavalry may be trying to get mine. They are charging us with Grenadiers here. Alright. Artillery open fire. These men are going to go into melee, support them. Hanoverians are taking a charge. The good news is their Grenadiers are exhausted, and that is going to reduce their combat effectiveness a huge deal. That's wonderful. Go ahead and advance a little more cautiously. Cautious of their cav. Join the fighting with some more troops here. Alright, and we run off their Grenadiers on this flank. I'll move up over here. Fantastic. Alright, need to choose the Grenadiers, by the way. Their cav is incoming. Trying to get them to brace in time. The Hussars are attacking my Hanoverian troops again. It's not great. And it looks like they're about to break. Caught me off guard with that one. Good news is they got a volley off. They should repulse them fairly well. These boys done took them out. Fantastic. Awesome, awesome. Hanoverians, they broke, but only just barely. Alright, and they're basically all in retreat, except for this line infantry unit here. So let's move our cavalry back, because they're chasing them. Oh, that's not line infantry. That's heavy infantry. That's grenadiers. Alright. Either way, time to move up. Send our grenadiers after them. Try to make sure they don't come back. Advance the troops. Excuse me. Alright. Definitely going to try to get the recruits to get some good XP here. What are you doing? Stay there. Alright. Moving up. See what happens. Now their units did reform over here, these grenadiers. Hanoverian grenadiers are taking them on. Hopefully they don't get shot up in the process. Send the Hanoverian troops over here just in case they need help. Grenadiers are charging. Fantastic. And they were tired. So that does it. That did them in pretty good. Fantastic. Alright, everything else still running. Now their unit is wanting to take the hill. I don't want them to have the hill when we fight, so I'm going to move back here. Alright, let's see. We're going to try to hit them with 3 of our units at one time. They may get flanking damage in. That's not going to be ideal. That's going to be suboptimal. See what happens. They may decide to try and charge. Hopefully not, considering how deadly that can be. And all I have here is recruits of different types. And that's the battle. Fantastic. Not too bad. We took some casualties, but I think we're good. Pretty good battle there. Worked out in our favor, I believe. Cav didn't do as much, but they didn't take as many casualties either, so that's great. 872. And we got some new muskets. That's good. 2400. Gonna do the conscript again. Look at that. Not too bad. Leveling up our men. Leveling up our officers. Let's see what we can get for him. Artillery commander. Come on. Melee, cavalry, cavalry. That's not good. I'm going to skip. That's awful. It's awful. Alright. Neustadt, Potsdam. Yeah. We're upgrading to Potsdams. Neustadt. Yeah, you're getting Potsdams. These Neustadts are going to go right here. Fantastic. Alright. We're going to keep raiding, actually, because we're almost done with the raid. And boom. Got some really solid items. Let's equip those real quick. You already got that. But you don't have the ramrods, so we'll do that. Have to pay for some more space to open up on some of these guys. Give them a route. Oh, no, you can't. You already have provisions. Very good. Alright, we can open this one up. Give him accuracy. Give you that. That's better than the cheese right now. Alright. Upgrading our troops. We definitely did well to raid that. Gonna keep moving on, and that is winter. Alright. It's not ideal, but it's all good. Alright, guys. More provision consumption. Fantastic. So we got done raiding. Defeated an enemy army. I'm going to go ahead and call it here, now that we've begun winter. Day 76, about halfway through. Still have more to do to complete our objectives. We're going to head east. But for now, thank you for joining me. God bless.